Folks, Odd here with some more news. A lot of stuff to go over the past 20 or 32 hours today. Alright, so here we go. 6-year-old suspended from school for bringing a 1.5-inch Lego toy on the school bus. Kids saying that they felt threatened by a toy. That is some BS. This isn't Massachusetts, this is just some crazy stuff. This was just released, on the 28th, just yesterday. Just crazy stuff. Also, legendary CBS anchor versus Team Obama. This is really interesting, He's saying, how you have to go through all these people just to be able to talk to somebody anymore. It's just a huge hassle, and then just like a big fight going on between the two. So if you guys want to go ahead and look into that. Also, Afghans say U.S. presence blamed for insecurity. Supposedly, in May 2012, Obama and Karzai signed a security pact. Excuse me. Allergies. Security pact that authorized the presence of the U.S. troops for another period of 10 years after. Now, I don't know if you guys have any military friends or family, but I do, and there's a lot of them getting shipped out to Afghanistan again for 6 to 9 month tours. It's just retarded. Get our men and women home. It's my belief. Also, Israel's defense minister says its military is prepared to strike Russian weapons into Syria. Israel's going to do something. They're going to strike Russia. I'm telling you. We're going to war whether we like it or not. This is from Mary Greenlee, 1954. Interesting. It's definitely a must-watch. Also, plans of the Illuminati. It's about an hour and 16 minutes long, but it is definitely a must-see. It's from Discover Disclosure. Talking about, it's a radio show talking about the plans of the Illuminati and what is to come. Guys have to check this out. I'd get in the details, but I'm going to try to move along here. Got a lot to go over. Also, sensor will track everything you watch on TV. Yeah, from Xbox. In the dark, it will be able to see your movements. It will be able to find out what ads you watch, your heart rate, everything about you. Kind of creepy, isn't it? Is that really what the Kinects was all about? The first wave of spying? I mean, I'm pretty sure, we all have these, what's called webcams in our computers. I'm pretty sure those are spying tools. Then we also have our TVs right next to the little light. Looks like a sensor camera. We've also found sensors. Remember those digital boxes they were giving out for free and people were finding cameras in them? Also, direct TV boxes, other things. They have cameras and microphones in them. They're already watching our every movement. This is just going to make it worse. These people need to be stopped. We love the technology, but let us have our privacy. Also, as Arctic ice vanishes, nations want untapped oil. This could cause another war in its own. Supposedly the Arctic Council adds China, India, Korea, and more to the decision-making body that largely controls the fate of 13% of the world's undiscovered gas resources. So this is from Pink, if you guys want to go ahead and check into it. Very interesting article there. Also, truthers beware, 84% chance of Atlantic event before June 6th. Prepare for the worst and hope for the best. That's what she says. I say the same thing over and over. It doesn't hurt to be prepared. If nothing happens, well then you have a whole bunch of extra stuff left over that you can use. Donate to charity, whatever. Non-perishables, they last a long time. Certain foods you just won't have to buy for a while. Extra water. Drink it up or refill it and just keep it by your side. Remember, you can't let water sit for too long because it will grow bacteria. That's why you need a good filtration system. Alright, and then here's more on this. Confirmation of true Bible calendar. We are still in the midst of the Feast of Weeks. This is from Narnia. Very interesting video here on how the Hebrew year starts and all that other stuff. But that is some very interesting stuff right there, you know. And here's more information right here on that 84% chance of the Atlantic event. So it says we are increasing the probability of North Atlantic tsunami from 81% to 84% based on the increased volcanic activity in Chile, the large-scale flooding and continued severe weather, large number of tornadoes with adversaries affecting millions in the central USA, the grid collapse in Kenya, which is right on where? The equator. You remember the grid collapse too, not that long ago? I think it was Taiwan. And there's a few other places this week that have had grid collapses, and I'm going to look into that. You know, and there's going to be a very large coronal hole coming in, and we also have this electron storm. It's going to be something to look into. You know, and then here we go. Quakes out of the woods? Not yet. Talking about global coastal event. You know, saying that the timeline is like the summer, which is normally June 1st through June 21st. The start. So it's coming. It's still coming, folks. Then this guy down here wrote an email warning this guy of other earthquakes that have not been reported. You know, see, there was another 5.7. 4.7 mid-North Pacific Ocean. 5.0 mid-North Pacific Ocean. A magnitude 5 Oregon-Washington border region. 4.5 Kamchatka. Certain earthquakes that are not being reported. And he talks about how they're taking them off the maps. Even 2, 4, and a 5 magnitude earthquake in Alberta, in British Columbia. You know, and he says he's never seen this many quakes in between Hawaii, and it's like a straight line of quakes, and it's happening all over the world. Like, what's happening? The plates are collapsing. Now, if you guys remember me talking about in my last video, I think, or 2 videos ago, so it's from, you know, the 28th, but about the magnitude 7 earthquake in New Zealand, yes, I have confirmation that nobody felt it. But these are known as not just ghost quakes, but these are quakes that are actually happening, but they can't feel them because they're already kind of moving. It's like the continental shelf itself is moving and liquefying. You see what I'm saying? It's going to cause a massive tectonic plate break very soon. Okay, and we need to be prepared for this because one huge plate breaks, it can weaken another, and it can just pop over all over the place in a matter of days, hours, weeks, months. Just have to see for ourselves, right? Also, extrasolar planets, April 2013. 2 new exoplanets have been detected with Kepler, Sophie, and HARPS. Something to look into. This is the article on this. Supposedly they found some more Jupiter-like planets. You know, so if you guys want to go ahead and look into this, there's a lot of different planets that they're finding out there. So right here it says, even if there are just hot and giant planets, as we already know hundreds of them, these 2 planets are orbiting on a highly eccentric orbit, which is relatively rare for such short period planets. I prefer to see these 2 new planets as 2 other bricks in the wall of our knowledge about planetary systems. Bigger is the wall, better we understand planetary formation and evolution. I dread that word. But anyway, more news of them saying, well, we don't really know what's going on. Also, bright fireball seen streaking over southern Ontario. There's a pic right there. This right here was from the 27th. You know, on the day that we had that boom here as well. A lot of fireball reports coming in, folks, I'm telling you. You know, a lot of sky watchers were out watching Mercury, Venus, and Jupiter do their triangle little pattern. And people seen a whole bunch of these things, you know. So I was saying, if you're outside and you're paying attention, you'll notice these. Right now, there's 81 reports. Okay. Illinois, Texas, New Jersey, New York, Arizona, Texas, Ohio, Baltimore, Maryland, Pennsylvania, West Virginia, all over the place, Connecticut. So definitely something to watch here, folks. You know, and I just heard another boom out here again. I'm not seeing any reports on here yet of it, but I'm pretty sure we'll start seeing something. But all these daggone booms I've been hearing, and the people are saying they see meteors and they end up on here, that tells you something. That tells you something is up. You know, even here at Lunar Meteor Hunter's blog spot, you could see it. You know, current LASCO C2 image, little poof up there looks like. But Anvil's getting strong and strong here, but not too powerful. So, but our sun looks like it's just dying out again. I mean, look at, oh, we got a sea flare. Oh, it broke the sea range. Finally. Guess we'll see where that takes us, right? But this is on space predictions. You can see on the neutron monitors, you know, pitch angle still acting retarded. Cosmic ray density's up, still holding steady at about 99 here. Muon monitors acting stupid. Macro real-time data still spiking up. Also here on the HARP, it looks like radiation has just dipped down dead. You know, had a little bit of minor plasma penetration and then just dipped down dead. Something to keep an eye on. This right here is what I wanted to show you guys. If you guys do not believe that they are manipulating these maps, okay, this earthquake in the United Kingdom was originally a 5.5, I believe. Okay, then they downgraded it to a 4.3, and then now a 3.9. How many times do you have to downgrade a freaking quake? Really? Seriously. How many times do you have to downgrade a quake? Can we say USGS tards? Or earthquake tards? Because there was a great video out last year, and I've got to find it, and I got to get it on my news. Because there was a person last year, God, if I can't remember his name. You know, if you guys remember who I'm talking about, put it at the bottom. But the dude showed how they were manipulating the maps. Okay, and I think we all know they're manipulating the maps. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's quite obvious at this point. But if you guys actually look at that video, you will see what I mean. But here on live earthquake maps, look at this, okay? Now, it sucks you can't really go zoom in here now, but look, 3.9 in the Irish Sea. And there's more. There's a 4. There's like a lot of them over here, but it won't let you zoom down anymore. Even a 1.7. You know, 3.8. But it won't let you click and zoom down like they used to show all this. Why? Because they're manipulating the maps. They changed this, because if you guys remember, I used to have the old, like, circular, you know, spheric globe with all the earthquakes on it, and it was free. Now you got to pay for it. Because this map sucks, and this is not the map that I used to use or what I was talking about. You know, and now they changed it all up on their new thing, and it's all easily manipulated. Same thing here. I used to love this map. You can click, go down, check out, you know, the certain feeds and the magnitude, the position, all that stuff, the depth. Can't do that now. Why? Because they're manipulating the maps. Also here on RSOE. Come over here, click. Now it's, oh, France had a 3.1. What is it doing way up there in the United Kingdom? You see what I mean? Manipulating the maps and putting stuff in the wrong places. And here we go. 1.4 kilometer earthquake in France. Nope. This is Spain, is what it says up here. And it's on Spain, or France, right there. Manipulation at its best. Also up here, 4.4 in Fort St. John, Canada. 5 kilometer depth. A lot of stuff they're not telling us about, folks. Also here, Asteroid QE2, Bank of America Murals. Very interesting from Thor News and the connection between QE2. Okay. A lot of crazy stuff going down, folks. Also here, this thing would want to load quickly. Planet X and Ancient Civilizations. Revealed. Disclosure truth. If you guys want to check that out, that was released by Marshall Mathers not that long ago. Heat wave to engulf East Coast this weekend. If you're around here with me, prepare. It's about to get scorching hot. Tropical storm Barbara aims to hit Mexico. So watch out for that. And also the weird lines. So there you are. Much love. God bless.